What's up, everybody? It's Steel Curtain Weekly back at it again. Week 13, we played the Bengals, the Cincinnati Bengals in the jungle. Came up with the dub 44-38 in a big shootout game against the AFC North rivals. I'm your host, Noah, with Korea and Chase. Here again with Steel Curtain Weekly representing our Pittsburgh Steelers at 9-3 at the top of the AFC North, baby. We love to see it.
Woo-hoo.
Looking good, looking good. Got a couple things we want to talk about regarding the last week's game against the Bengals. Um, Korea, I'll start with you on this one. What were your main takeaways from this last game against the Cincinnati Bengals, and what was one player you think stood out to you on the Steelers side of the ball in this game?
Well, Noah, I honestly am proud of this team, and we had like a great game against the Bengals. We scored 44-38, and like you said, we have a 9-3 record, and so it's great. Starting December with a win, it's great. It's amazing. Our birthday month is looking good so far.
Yeah,
But I'll have to say that the team stats overall was not too shabby. I would say we had 520 total yards in the game, and then for passing yards we had 410, and then rushing yards we had 110, and then yards per play we had 7.9, I believe. And so that was not bad at all, considering that we played this Cincinnati team, and of course this is our divisional team. And to answer your question, Noah, I would definitely have to say that Cordell Patterson stuck out to me. Like I feel like he did pretty decent, on Sunday's game against the Bengals. Of course he's like one of our running backs. So honestly, he had like a pretty good game. He did what he could early on in the game, which was really nice. And um he had two forced missed tackles, and I mean he had three catches for 71 yards. And so it wasn't too bad, coming from his end. Cordell Patterson, he did a pretty good job like executing and doing what he could on offense. And I also feel like Wilson had a great game too. I mean, he did throw a pick in like the first half of the game, but I mean, like, and it was very early too in the game that he threw the pick. But excuse me, but moving forward, I do feel like overall, Wilson, he did have a great game, and he made sure that he executed as well offensively, and just did what he could to try to secure a dub. And he had about 414 total and three touchdowns. And so apparently he's the third Steeler quarterback to ever do that in a game. 76.3 completion rate. So that's not bad at all. But honestly, he had some explosive passes too. And, he delivered to both Najee and Patterson, and also Pickens had a great game as well. And so moving forward, I just hope that these guys keep up what they did for this past week against the Bengals. We faced the Browns again on Sunday, another divisional game. So I'm really hoping that they do what they can against the Browns. And we played them on that Thursday night a couple weeks ago, and we did lose. We came up short, but I mean, we will win. We will win on Sunday, and we got this. And I believe in our boys. And I did feel like we did have a good game on Sunday against the Bengals, like I previously said. It was pretty high scoring too. We haven't scored that high since 2018 when we played the Panthers, I believe. And so that's been a minute. So I'm happy that they put up some points, and hopefully against the Browns on Sunday we could just have more possession of the ball, score more touchdowns, more than field goals, and just get a win.
Yeah, definitely a big win for us against the Bengals, against the division rivals. Um, Cordero Patterson, that's one name we love to have back on the field and have Arthur Smith utilize in his ways, So definitely a good piece of the puzzle to have back right there. And looking forward to that next week revenge game at home. Can't
Oh yeah,
wait.
redemption
Um,
indeed.
yeah, yeah, team redemption. Chase, what about you, man? What are some things that stood out to you in this game last week against the Bengals, and what was one player on our team that stood out to you the most?
All right, so the player that stood out the most to me against the Bengals, I would honestly would have to say is Russell Wilson. Again, going back to the whole quarterback situation, I think honestly, hate to say it, Russell Wilson might have been the answer. Still, I
Yeah,
feel bad for Fields, but I think at this point it's safe to say Russell Wilson is the answer, and this is what we got to do moving forward. Um, going into next year, I wish we could have kept Fields, but I think again Russ is going to be the guy that we sign to the contract at
hundred
least for
percent.
3 years. I think he has 3 years left in him that he could play for us.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
Russ is definitely the guy that I think stood out the most. 400 and what is it, 14 passing yards or whatever he threw is insane. Um, the one pick that he had early in the game, yeah, it was early in the game, which was nice because you still have the rest of the game to bounce back.
Yep.
But that interception was a terrible no call. It should not have happened. Um, he grabbed George Pickens' face, pulled him right to the ground. The ball ended up right at his chest. To me, that was fluke. So I really don't
yeah,
think he should have had that interception under his game anyway. But overall, 44 points on the scoreboard is no joke. That was definitely amazing to see our offense produce 44 points. Haven't seen it, like she said, it was nice. Defensively, I would have liked our defense to have been a little bit more lockdown, but at the end of the day, it was a fun game to watch. It was a shootout. It was, we got the result we wanted. Um, I don't worry about our defense. We had one bad game. We let up 30, whatever it was, 38 to them. I don't think we're going to consistently be like that on defense. So, what, one week got the result. It is what it is. Defensively, though, it needs to be better. But I mean, it was cool. Everybody did their part.
yeah, no, definitely a quality win for us for sure. Definitely a hard fought game. I'm not tripping on the defense as well either. I mean, they still managed to get 3 turnovers and a scoop and score. I mean, it's not terrible, So it kind of makes up for some of the points given up in a sense. So I definitely feel on that one. And yeah, Russell Wilson, man. I mean, enough said. Enough said on our fans, right? That's Steeler fans. So I mean, quite the gem we got right there in the offseason. That might have been the steal of the offseason, you could say. Um, and as far as me, um, Russell Wilson's a good player for me to stand out on. That probably is the best one. But I personally would probably say Nick Herbig. I think Nick Herbig really came in clutch in plays where we needed to be. I mean that strip on Joe Burrow that resulted in the scoop and score by Peyton Wilson. I mean that was huge. I think that's huge. If you don't have that, then that's like considering we don't score the rest of the game on offense like we did that game, we lose by like a point. So I think that really decided like how we ended the game, and that last momentum change right there was what we really needed. I think that's just a blessing right there. I think that kind of saved our asses from an even closer ending than it was, and yeah, I got to give him credit. He's been doing a good job of taking filling in for Alex Highsmith when he's been hurt, and applying that pressure. Him and TJ lead the league in strip sacks and forced fumbles.
Yes,
Isn't
yep.
that insane? Like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh. You're talking
That
about being
is.
tied. You're talking about being tied with the best defensive player in football, and like the youngin right here on this second year, like, and he's subbing in too. That's crazy. So yeah, good for Nick Herbig, man. Definitely got to get that guy more playing time. Um, but yeah, overall though, I think it was a great offensive performance. Obviously, besides the pick six, I mean that should have like you said, Chase, not happened at all. I mean we all know, but Russ did a good job of maintaining the momentum to bounce back, and keep the team afloat for the game. Defensively, yeah, it could not have been. It could have been a lot better for sure. Joey Porter Jr., we need to have a talk though, man, about those PIs because we can't have those PIs in playoffs, and they're not gonna,
Nope,
and they're not gonna. It's not gonna
that
result good
won't
in playoffs, man.
slide. It's a no go.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's not gonna work in playoffs, but so I hope you've been practicing on limiting those and getting not as handsy. So, um, besides that though, all in all, I mean, the turnovers came at a great time when we got them too. I mean, that tipped ball that Cam Hayward got for Dante to pick off, the scoop and score, and I think there was another fumble in there. I'm forgetting, but
TJ forced it. Yeah.
yeah, that's right. That's right. TJ, typical TJ play. But yeah, defense definitely played better in the second half. I would say. I think we gave up like 20 something in the first half. It was like what 27-21 at halftime. Like it's crazy. So it's definitely good for once for our offense to bail out our defense when they need be. But like you guys said, offense needs to be more consistent, and the defense will be our defense. It'll be rock steady. So I'm not worried about that aspect as much. And then special teams is still magnificent. Shout out Danny Smith for coaching the squad the way they're doing it. And yeah, I think that's definitely an important win for us to solidify our momentum against the Bengals, especially going for the rest of the year. I think we could go 5-1 in the AFC North the rest of the way. I think we could sweep the rest of our division games going for the season. I don't know how you guys feel about that. You think so too, Korea? Chase, what about you? You think we go 5-1?
I agree. I mean, the Bengals defense is honestly not good. I think we can put up 40 on them again come the last week of the year, obviously. Ravens, I mean, we just own them. Beat them
Yeah.
8 out of the last 9 times, And
Yeah.
then, I mean, the Browns, I really don't expect to get swept by these dudes.
No. That's what I'm thinking. I don't think they sweep us. There's no way. But yeah, I think we go 5-1 rest of the division. What's up?
Yeah, and I was gonna say I do feel like we can take on the Eagles in 2 weeks and also the Chiefs in 3 weeks. I do feel like we
100%.
could beat. The thing is like we have like a short week again coming up between the Eagles and the Chiefs game, so that's gonna be 2 big games for us, indeed.
Yeah,
I do think we could beat the Chiefs on Christmas Day, even though I know there's people saying that we can't do it, but I think we can.
Yeah, I was about to say I think we could crush the Chiefs if the refs don't bail them out again. So
There's been a lot of people. There's been a lot of people that switched up. Everybody at first was like, "Yeah, Kansas City's got Pittsburgh," but a lot of people are now changing because Chiefs aren't winning pretty football games. They're real close with questionable teams.
Exactly. You saw with
So
the Raiders, they almost
yeah,
lost to the
yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
bring the Steelers pass rush to any quarterback. I think we have a shot.
oh for sure, I agree.
Yeah.
I think the Chiefs are fraudulent. So no, I'm dead ass though. Like I think we could crush the Chiefs. I think we could crush the Chiefs, and I think we could beat the Eagles, but it won't be easy. So that's how I see it. I think that'll probably be our biggest challenge the rest of the year. So yeah, definitely a game to look forward to, regardless in the Pennsylvania rivalry matchup. But
Right.
this next game though, we need to win against the Browns.
Definitely.
So
We need to be 10-3. That's gonna be so nice to look at those double digits.
Yeah, and I think we clinch a playoff berth if we win that game too. If we get to 10 wins.
So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
considering our circumstances at least, yeah, but definitely would be nice to beat the Browns at home. I think we have 3 home games left out of these last 5, and I think that definitely would help our case. But yeah, it's good to see that everyone's still walking in. It seems like Tomlin's having like one of the best like recent years so far, like as of late, since Russ came in, and he's handling the locker room as well as he is. It's awesome. It's a great time to be a Steeler fan for sure. So I think I saw
definitely.
I think I saw recently. My dad told me that the Steelers were like the odds for the Steelers to win the Super Bowl is like 22-1. I think that's like top 7. So, we're steady getting our recognition. So climbing up
Yeah.
there, man.
I was gonna say, and I was just gonna say the last thing, going back a couple weeks ago. Honestly, I know we still have our big games coming up. The Eagles and the Chiefs are the two big ones in my head. I know the divisional ones are the ones that matters, but the big games is going to be the Eagles and the Chiefs. Those are the two best teams that we face out of the last 5, in my opinion. Um, I'm just gonna say it. So far, now that we're 9-3, I'm gonna say I think we are Super Bowl contenders. I'm gonna answer the question going back to weeks ago. I genuinely think this team can do it.
Oh yeah, 100%. I agree.
Yeah.
I
I
think.
think so
I think.
too.
Sorry, go ahead, Korea.
Oh no, I think so too. I honestly think that this team, they have proven that they are like Super Bowl contenders, like that they will make it, that they'll go into the playoffs and they will do whatever they can to make it all the way.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I remember asking you guys that. I think it was like after the Commanders game, but
So
no,
it was
I
a
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but I definitely think they're Super Bowl. I think it's crazy if you don't consider Steelers the Super Bowl contenders right now. If you don't, I think you're hating. So it's like, but yeah, I mean,
Pretty
we have.
much.
I mean, think about it. We have a coach that's won it. We have a quarterback that's won it. We have arguably the best defense and the best special teams. It's like, I think we definitely have one of the better chances compared to the other teams in the league, not just the AFC, but the NFC as well, that are in the playoff race. I think we
Yeah.
have probably one of the best chances to become like a dark horse Super Bowl team. Um, I think if we get that, I think if we get, let's say we get the 3rd seed, we get that one playoff game at home, great. I think we can win one road game, against the Chiefs or the Bills probably. So like, it's not looking too bad for us guys. I think if we stay healthy, I mean, sky's the limit.
That's what it's gonna come down to.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
yeah, but
Yeah. Just have to stay healthy and yeah, like you said, just keep the injuries to a minimum. I mean, speaking of healthy, I'm sure you guys have heard already, but Highsmith's supposed to be back on Sunday, and I'm so excited for that. So
yeah,
we got one of the guys back.
yeah. I was talking to Chase earlier about this too, and I was like, man, we were both like, man, I hope we hope Herbig still gets his playing time, which I'm sure he will. But
Yeah,
it's good to see that it's not nothing major because I thought it was like a major injury that Highsmith had when he got hurt, which thankfully
right.
it's not. It was only like a few weeks, but yeah,
Yeah,
definitely need that guy in when come playoffs for sure. Anyone in
yeah.
that pass rush definitely needs to be healthy, but yeah, definitely excited for the rest of the way. Obviously, let's go beat the Browns. Um, yeah, guys. I think we have like the toughest remaining schedule out of any team in this league so far. So, and yeah, and
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
game is we're proving ourselves. Every game going forward, we're proving ourselves like we're that team to not be fucked with. So
Oh,
that's what I'm getting from this team. So, definitely love to see it. You guys want to add anything else before we wrap things up?
all I can say is it just feels so damn good, literally watching our boys like this. Like it just feels good watching
Hmm.
them. Like I've said this in other episodes before, but it just feels so good just watching them play like the way they're playing and just getting wins. And we're getting more wins than loses at this point and like loss. So it's like it's honestly just a good feeling. It's like refreshing. It feels great. And like I just hope that, like you guys said, just we have to stay healthy for the remaining of the season and just keep stacking those wins and hopefully we will win the AFC North and I believe we will because literally this past week, like Noah, we were talking about this, but literally like it was a perfect week for the Steelers because all of the teams in the AFC North won a loss except for us. So
Yep.
I mean, like, and it's like even the Ravens lost and they've
Mm-hmm.
lost on Monday night. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, let's go.
Yep. Amen. Amen. Chase, anything you want to add on?
I guess last thing I'm gonna say, I'm gonna piggyback off of what you just said. I will say that at the beginning of this year, there was a prediction for the North. and the Steelers were dead last. Everybody had us finishing dead last. Everybody. It doesn't matter who we're talking about. We were last in the division. You know, we have shocked the world. I honestly think we have shocked, some of our own fans
Yeah.
Oh
with
yeah.
this 9-3 record. So I do strongly like this is a great feeling. Um, going into this weekend on Sunday, if we can beat the Browns with the Ravens being on a bye, this is just another, game up on them. So this week is huge. But
Yep.
with the Ravens losing last week and us winning, I'm not too worried about the Bengals and Browns playoffs. Hopes are over, so I'm not stressing about them at all. But if we can take this week with the Ravens losing last week too, this is going to be if we win Sunday, I would think we have the North secured, which is crazy because everybody had us dead last.
Yeah, crazy, man. But yeah, let's keep doing what
I
we've
didn't
been
even
doing
think
most of the
about
season and keep getting those wins that we're supposed to win, So yeah, definitely got to keep doing that. But with that, we're gonna wrap things up for you for this Week 13 episode. I'm your host Noah with Korea and Chase. We are Steel Curtain Weekly. Keep tuning in next week. Let's go Steelers. Let's beat them Browns, baby.
Woo, here we go, Steelers. We're about to be 10-3, baby. Woo.
Sorry, sir.